Hello Pisces, thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati, I almost said it backwards, by Eric C. Dunn. Supportive Oracle cards, The Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. Okay, I'm definitely into these decks. Obviously, people who've been watching for a while are like, yeah, you use them all the time. So, I'm sure you're not shocked. Anything else before we start? I think we're good. I'm gonna see where this is going this way. Alright, let's see. Okay, no. Okay, so this is Pisces. I'm Pisces. Okay. I mean, I am a Pisces. Whatever. So, and you always want good readings, positive readings, obviously, but I always get really hopeful when I read Pisces. I'm not gonna lie, it's true. I get a little extra hopeful. I'm just like, what's going on? That one in Aries, because Aries they tend to resonate with me too a bit. All right, so Pisces. I feel like this is good, so let's just keep going. I feel like there might be a couple rough spots, just to give you a heads up, but I think we're going to make it through this pretty on the up and up. Let's see how it goes. Starting off, you got the hummingbird. Hummingbird to me speaks of love. And this card, it says, be here now. I learned hummingbird is love. I don't know where I learned it that way, but I did somewhere. But when I do a reading with hummingbird, it usually connects that way because that's how I identify it, so... Just to be fair, it says to be here now, and I almost feel like that's a double, like, be here now with like, whoever you're loving, whatever you're loving, people. It doesn't have to be romantic, by the way, but it's talking about a situation that you're very much in love with. And since this is a general read, it could be a situation that you love. So if it's building something or creating something or painting, whatever you got, if you're loving it, this could connect with that. It's definitely something that you're feeling good about to start off with. Okay. Now, this situation, it seems to be a little bit out of your control. A little bit of its own does what it wants type of feel. Even if it's a situation, even if it's like painting. And the way to give that example is like, if it's painting, it's kind of like you start painting one thing and then you're like, the lines don't seem to go where you want them to, and you're like, well, I was trying to paint a truck, but it's looking more kind of like a barn, so maybe I'll just make it a barn instead. And then it keeps going, like, and it's starting to look like this barn is kind of over near a city, and you're just kind of building it as it goes. Like, this may not match, but you're just loving it. It's just kind of taking control. Something that, it's almost like a mystery that's unfolding before you. So just, we're giving that analogy. If it's a person thing, I feel like it's more like you have certain expectations or hopes, but it changes. Yeah, I don't see it really upsetting you. It's just kind of like, oh, it's not really where I thought this was going to go, but I'm still liking the motion or I'm still liking that it's moving forward. That's what I'm getting with the lizard. What does it say on that one? Dream the world into being. I don't feel a lot with that. I'm feeling like I'm seeing a lizard move around, just kind of going all over the place. They seem to have their turf, but they just kind of zip around left and right. You can't really follow them sometimes. They just zip around. I'm thinking like of a little gecko or something, like just bing, 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 bing. They just go everywhere. It's not bad. It's kind of in the... Even though there's a lot here that's going differently than you thought it would, it still seems to be in the same type of category. So it's not bad. Not bad. It's fine right here. This is how this is starting off. I feel like we got a lot to get through, so I don't know. I'm like, is this going to be a half-hour read? I don't even know at this point. At this point, you probably do, because you're looking at the timestamp, and you know exactly how long this is. The power of the future, I tell you. Turkey with what? The Nine of Wands. You're trying to hold to this situation, but whatever it is, and I'll even use that painting reference again, you're trying to stay connected to it. You're trying to make it work out the way you originally wanted it to. You're trying to keep up with it. It feels like you're trying to keep up with it, but it seems like if we're going to use painting as a reference, it's almost like either you're not having the time to do it or it's just going off the side so far that you're like, I don't even know if I want to keep doing this. It was fun at first, but now I just don't even know where it's going. You know, some projects do that. You just get involved, and then they just seem to take a life of their own, and you're just like, I don't know where I'm going with this now. I don't even know if I want to do it. Some people I feel like will get exactly what I mean by that. Other people will be like, no, if I start a project, I finish a project. So if the project thing doesn't hit, don't worry about it. In the realm of people, though, it's kind of like you think you want to be doing something with somebody. They keep changing what they're doing to the point where you're like, well, we originally were going to go to the beach, and now they have us hiking up this cold mountain. I don't think I want to do that. It's kind of changing like that. Like, oh, I was in to go to the beach with this person. That sounded cool. But going on a hiking expedition where we're going through a cold mountain, like where there's freezing temperatures, not sure I'm really into that. Not really sure about that. But you're trying to keep an open mind to the situation. You're trying to stay connected with it. You still like the situation, but like if the people example, like going from the beach to the freezing mountains, you're like, I still want to hang out with this person. I just don't know if I want to do that. And you're kind of like trying to muster up the strength to do it, but you're kind of like, yeah, I really like hanging out with them, so that's kind of cool, but I don't know about this plan of action. You haven't let go yet, but you might be. You might be. We gotta get a little farther to find out. Whatever you're dealing with, I feel like it's set up for you to let it go. Really? Okay. Which I feel like some of you are kind of like, well, if I'm painting, how is that set up for me to let it go? I feel like the energy is moving. It's trying to get your creative juices flowing, but then it wants to transfer it over somewhere else. And I feel like that's what's going on with this situation. Whether it's person or situational, it's trying to get your juices flowing, your excitement flowing, your creativity flowing, which Pisces are generally pretty creative, from what I know anyway. Trying to get that energy going, and then it's like revving the motor up and then putting you in a different situation. It's like, now that you got that energy going, let's put it over here and do something else with it. Because I'm getting the Panther with the Eight of Cups, kind of like, I feel like the situation, whether it's a person or a situation itself, like painting, it's the whole purpose of this is to get you going and then transfer that energy somewhere else. You're trying to keep up with this situation. I feel like that might be a little strange to go into, but they're saying it makes sense, just keep going, so I'm going to keep going. You're meant to, like the Seven of Swords, you're meant to walk away from the situation. Either the situation will walk away from you or you're meant to walk away from it. Go with the flow on this. Let the situation change. Let the channel, let the station change. There's going to be a period of kind of respite, where you're just kind of pulling back and like still have this momentum, still want to do something. It's almost like that person. They wanted to go to the beach first. Now they want to go hiking this frozen mountain, and you're like not really into that. And they're trying to get you to like take that excitement to want to go to the beach and do it with someone else then. The same thing with the painting. Like you got that creative energy flowing, but you're like, you get so far where you're like, I don't even know what I'm doing with this painting anymore. I don't even know if I really like it like I did in the beginning. Take that energy and put it somewhere else. Take that creative flow, that need to create something, and put it somewhere else. Like you're like, all right, I'm sick of painting this painting. It's not working. How about I go do this over here? I just create something else over here and see where it goes there. Like you might go from painting to a sculpture. I don't know why we're saying that, but like literally taking that energy and putting it somewhere else. It's almost like it's the rev up to get you to change modes. I don't know, like modes. Okay. Modes. I don't know. I'm letting it go. Maybe this is why I feel that way. Because I'm just kind of like, what am I supposed to do with that? And I'm noticing the next card for you, and I am a Pisces, is the Hanged Man. Kind of like, okay, change modes. I almost feel like that's a mystery in itself. Like, wait, I'm supposed to take this energy and put it where? Like, supposed to take this energy and do what with it? Like, do what? Okay, so the energy's going. I feel like it's creative energy for Pisces. I really do. Whether it was with a person or a situation itself, the creative energy is there. It's just whatever the plans originally were, they've changed to the point where you're not as interested as you originally were. And it's like taking that energy, applying it somewhere else. And I understand, like, I'm seeing why. They're like, you're not going to know where to put it. Wait for it to come forward to you. It's Wasp, Seahorse, yep, and Groundhog. So it's letting go and letting something else float up to you. this is all kind of meshed in together. Somebody I feel like is going to need your help. You might, so like, for example, if you were doing painting, you might want to do a creative project with someone else. If you were doing that painting all by yourself, like, and then just it got out of control, you're like, I don't even know if I want to do this, but I still want to create something. And maybe somebody else needs your attention. I'm getting the wasp is like somebody got stung with the wasp. Like life got harsh with someone else. And maybe they need somebody else to just bring a little fun into their life. Maybe they need to do one of those art classes or just get together with somebody and play with sculpture clay or something and make something. Maybe do a little crafting. I don't know. I'm very oriented that way. Also, if it's the person, like you were going to do something with a certain person and then they went a different direction, cool. Find somebody else who seems to need a little bit of a boost, though. Because I feel like your energy is very positive at this moment. And somebody else who's not doing so well, I mean, be careful who you put around you, of course. You don't want somebody that you're going to try to make feel better or just bring in a positive energy and they're going to try to drag you down to their level. So be careful. You don't want somebody to pull you down. You want somebody looking to get up higher and like, and you're up here enjoying life saying, oh, here, come up with me and we can have a good time. Your energy's pulling somebody up. Just be careful you don't circulate around somebody who just is looking to drag you down. I feel like you can figure that out pretty quickly. Gravitate towards somebody who's willing to stand up, not somebody who wants you to sit down and just be sad with them. You don't want to mull or be all like that. The situation will present itself. Okay. Now the energy, I feel if you connect correctly, but I feel like this shouldn't be that hard. The energy is like a very, like, this is an energy that has lifted you up in the past. This is an energy that's looked out for you in the past. This is an energy that doesn't like pulling people down. This is an energy where if you try to help them enjoy life better or make life better for them, if you try to do for them, they understand what you're doing because they do it themselves, and they're not going to try to drag you down. They're going to be like, okay, that's cool. They're actually going to kind of have it's going to be a weird energy, kind of like, it's almost like they feel like they're helping you help them. Like they want you to feel accomplished. They want to feel like they want you to feel like you're doing something good. So they're actually working for you, for them. It's weird energy. It's like this is somebody who already likes you and has picked you up in the past, and they understand what you're doing for them, and they don't want to knock you down. This is an energy. This is a good energy anyway, is what I'm getting. So I feel like keep that in mind when you're heading over to this other energy, when you're switching modes and you're moving over to somebody who maybe needs somebody to pick them up. You might not even realize that they need picking up. They just seem like maybe a little quieter or a little bit subdued more than normal. But I feel like the Pisces energy, you'll probably click into like something, you're just kind of attracted to that energy for some reason. You want to help them, even though it may look on the outside like they don't need any help. That internal nudge is like, oh, I just feel like I need to help them, even though they're fine. I just feel like I need to cheer them up, even though they look like they're happy. You'll know. I feel like you'll know the right one. Like Pisces usually have that inner like little nudge, like something feels wrong. Like I'm looking at this person, but I feel like there's a sadness here, and I don't know why I'm feeling that way. That's my dog. Sorry. He just whines when he just decides he wants stuff and he whines to get it. Sorry. He's fine, I swear. It's just because I give in to the whine. That's why he does it. I've trained him that way, apparently. So I've been told. Moving back to the Pisces reading. Your energy is the beaver with, what's this other one? The Two of Wands. This person that you're helping, I feel like it's very easy for you to get very involved with this person. This is somebody who's been good to you in the past, and it's like, and I feel like this is a Pisces thing too. When people are good to you, you remember that, and it makes you want to be good for them. If they've helped you, especially a few times, and you get an opportunity where they're letting you help them back, you just might go overboard on that. True. Oh, is that what we're talking about? Be careful to not go overboard. That's what I'm hitting with. I think that's what we're talking about because I see what we're going towards. Be careful not to go overboard. Help this person, but leave it up to them on how much. Like if they are having an issue and they need to have their house cleaned, and you're just kind of like, well, I'm here. I will help you clean this from top to bottom. And they're just kind of like, I just need help with the kitchen. And you're like, no, I'll do it. Like, I'm here for you. I want to help you. I want to make this easier for you. And they're like, no, really, just the kitchen. Just do the kitchen then. Whatever they want, stick to their parameters. That will work a lot better for you, because I'm getting a lot of energy for Pisces, and I'm saying that as a Pisces, like when you want to help and you really have a lot of gratitude towards somebody, you're willing to go that extra mile. This person, I feel like that might backlash. Just be careful, because I'm getting the beaver, but I feel like I'm getting like this weird energy, like it's don't hold on too tightly. Because the groundhog is down here at the bottom, but I'm getting this groundhog feel, kind of like this is somebody who needs to regain their footing. They have to let go of other things, and it's like this is one of the ways they're getting control of their life. Whatever's going on here, they want X amount of help, X amount only. So once you feel that X amount, which if it's, for example, they need their whole house cleaned, but they just want help with the kitchen, just help with the kitchen, and then leave the rest to them. Leave it in their control. It's a control thing I'm kind of getting, but it's almost like a self-respect thing. Like it's not a bad control thing. It's kind of like they just want to get started. They need somebody to help them get started, and then they want to regain their own control over their own house. It's that type of feel. So let them do that. Support them doing that. Just do as much as they want you to do, and then just stop there. Okay. Because what's going on in the environment is the vulture spirit, which I'm getting. It feels fickle to me. I've never had that energy with vulture before, but the vulture is very much about doing it their way. There's a certain way things get done. If you go outside the lines, things get a little creepy. I'm going to say creepy because vultures, I'm sorry, they tend to be a little creepy. Vultures are usually, like, I think of them as very connected to the goddess too, so I feel like it's very much a self-respect, like this is as much as I want. If you overstep the line, it could get a little bit much. That vulture is like, I feel like nothing is wasted is what it says on there. It's like, do just what I want, not more than what I want. Stay within these parameters and we're all good. It's good for them and it's good for you to stay within the parameters. The thing is, you got a big heart, and it's kind of like, I don't want to, it's almost like I feel like this energy coming in, like if their whole house needs cleaning and they're like, I just want help with the kitchen. And you're like, but I want them to be happy. I want to take all the stress off of them that I can. So you're like, I'll do the whole house for you. I'll help you with everything. I just want to take as much stress off of you as I can. Because Pisces have big hearts, typically. That's not helping them. They just need the help getting the start. They want to clean the rest of the house themselves because that gives them that level of self-respect and feeling like they're back on their feet. They don't want somebody to completely take care of them, and to them, that's kind of how that feels. So just keep that in mind. You know, just do as much as they want. They just want the kickstart, and then they want to be on their own, self-sufficient again. Like the independence is very strong with this person. If you are able to see the parameters and stay within the boundaries, I feel like this will be very good. You might just kind of feel a little guilty, like, oh, I should be doing more. Fight that back. Hold that down, and it goes a lot better. This is almost like choose your own adventure, is what I'm feeling. That's your first option. Adhere to the boundaries. I'm getting you're going to have one of those, like, oh, you're going to have one of those guilty feelings almost, like, oh, I should be doing more. This person has done so much for me. Oh, I really should be doing more. Fight that back. Hold that down. It goes a lot better. If you don't, because this is an option. If you don't, this person is not going to be happy. They're going to get very stressed. They got the Queen of Swords here. They got the Ten of Wands here. There's stress with this person, and they're purging a lot of this negative energy at this point. At this time, there may be like talk behind your back a little bit. I don't know. I don't feel like it's meant to be this negative, but I feel like they may vent to somebody else that they didn't want you cleaning the whole house, and they also might vent that the way you cleaned the house, they don't like that. Like, they might be very nitpicky, like, oh my gosh, yeah, they cleaned the bathroom, but it was just still disgusting. I had to clean it again anyway. It was kind of a waste of time. I felt like I had to do double work. But it's probably more out of frustration than truth. This is about somebody regaining their strength. I just feel like they're de-stressing. I don't feel like they're normally this nasty, and they're not trying to be nasty, but it just might be venting out frustrations from other things. I I feel like that could happen. And this is definitely going to get back to you. People are going to come back and give you a hard time. I feel like people are coming back and telling you to butt out, or people are telling you that you're not helpful. People are telling you you're more of an appendage, or not an appendage, you know, more of a problem than anything else. Like I feel there's a nasty energy coming at you. And the skunk here is telling me, like, you don't understand what's going on, and you're kind of like, I don't understand, like, why this is coming to me in such a negative way when I'm just trying to help somebody. It's whatever this person's getting over, like, it's the venting off of that energy. It's kind of out of control. It's a little bit unpredictable. It's almost like, how do I put this? It's almost like, you know, when you have a garbage can and there's an inch or so of water at the bottom and somebody knocks it over, and then it gets in the crevices and stuff, and you're having a hard time cleaning it, and then you think you cleaned it, but you're like, I still smell garbage. Why do I still smell garbage? And you got to pull out the stove, and you got to get under that stuff, and you're getting in there. You have to finally, like, you're all right. You get in there with a toothbrush, and you're like, what am I going to have to do? Pull up the floor because it looks like it got between the cracks over here on the side of the wall. And you're like, you're trying to get rid of that smell. It's kind of like that's the energy they're trying to purge. That's kind of explaining the energy they're trying to purge. It's really negative. It's really something they're having a hard time getting rid of. You might get run off. You don't have to be a part of that, though, is what they're saying. Just step back, stay in the boundaries, you'll be okay. You do have a big heart, but don't let that double back against you. Just if they want just this much, do that, and then just put it out there. You know, if you ever need anything more, I'm available. Whatever you need, I'll be more than happy to help you. But leave it. You want to leave it in their control. That's part of their self-respect. That's part of them getting back up on their feet or getting past this negative situation. Having control like that, I don't feel like it's negative. I feel like it's very good for them. Whew. So that's kind of like, which way is this going to go for you? Is kind of, you get to choose. And I think as a Pisces myself, having the heads up makes it a little easier. Kind of like, because if you're anything like me, and I think a lot of Pisces are intuitive, and probably if you're watching this video, you're probably are also intuitive, whether you have Pisces in your chart or not. You have those inklings at times where you're like I have this at parties a lot. All of a sudden I'll be like, you know, I should leave. And then nobody else is leaving, and you're like, oh, I don't know, is that kind of rude to leave? Meanwhile, in the back of your head, like, you get that little inkling, like, no, you should go now. And then 5 minutes later, like, people start arguing, or 5 minutes later, like, it just becomes, like, a weird situation, or somebody shows up that you didn't want to see. Like, this is like one of those situations where you're going to get that inkling, like, all right, just stay in the parameters and nobody has to get upset. Like, just do that. Just keep it out there that you're willing to help, and then just walk away. Yeah, you're going to have some guilty feelings, like, oh, this person always helps me. I want to go above and beyond for them, but don't for them. Give them do what they ask you to do, and then just leave it open. If you need anything else, but don't gush about it. Just put it out there. If you need anything else, just call me, tell me, I will do it for you. And just let it be. Just step away from it. It's much better that way. All right, are we good? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.